Hello, my name is Brandon Enright, and today I'm going to show how to assemble Eitan's Master Curvy Copter puzzle. I already had this puzzle assembled. As you can see, I polished the parts on the puzzle a long time ago, and I never could get stickers to fit properly. I have a new sticker template, but I haven't gotten new stickers cut for it, so it's remained unstickered. Because it's already assembled, I didn't want to show assembling the whole darn thing all over again. It seems like a complete waste of time. So instead what I did was I removed 3 center pieces, which are the edges of a cube, and then I let all of the pieces that could fall out. And now I'm going to show, just pretend the rest of the puzzle is not assembled, and I'm going to show how to start assembling. And I'll finish the assembly, and it should be clear from this amount how to assemble the whole rest of the puzzle. It should be really easy, actually. So going back to my previous video on how to assemble Eitan's Radiocube 3, you use the symmetry of the mechanism of the pieces to figure out how many of a particular piece you should have and where they should go on the puzzle. So the piece I'm holding here is, okay, so let me first talk about the symmetry of this. This is an edge-turning cube, so it has cubic symmetry. Some may argue that it has rhombic dodecahedron seat symmetry, but frankly it doesn't really matter, that's just semantics. A cube has 24 orientations to it, so there's 6 sides, and each side has 4 rotations. 6 times 4 is 24. And then also there's a mirror symmetry involved. You can't do mirror symmetry in 3D. You can't do a mirror of a 3D object in 3 dimensions, but geometrically it's there, and so that would give the cube a total of 48 orientations when you count mirror operations. So this is a piece. It clearly has a screw hole, so it's clearly a centerpiece. It has 180-degree rotational symmetry, which means that there should be 2 times 12 is 24 of them. Plus it has mirror symmetry about the center. Well, it has mirror symmetry in multiple ways, but it has mirror symmetry also. 2 times mirror symmetry is 2 is 4 times 12 is 48, so there should be 12 of these. Alright. Here is another piece, and it does not have any rotational symmetry. So under normal circumstances, so if it doesn't have rotational symmetry, there's going to be 24 of them. It does have mirror symmetry, so that means that there should only be 24 of these, not 48 of them, because mirror symmetry times no rotational symmetry, so 1 times 24 is 48, so 2 times 1 times 24 is 48. And which means that there's going to be 24 of these. This piece is a weird piece with no mechanism, and usually when you see a weird piece with no mechanism, what it really means is it's a cap. And there you go. That's the cap to a centerpiece. So you should also have 12 of those. Okay. This piece clearly looks like a corner. The mechanism has 3-fold rotational symmetry, which means in normal circumstances there'd be 8 of them, because 3 times 8 is 24. It does have mirror symmetry, so that confirms that these pieces count as 2, because they're the mirror of themselves. So 2 times 8 is what? 16 times 3 is 48. So there should be 8 of these. Okay, let's get to let's do this piece first. This piece also does not have rotational symmetry. It might look like it, because it's a diamond, it might look like it has rotational symmetry, but it does not, because you can see that the 180-degree rotation about this axis affects the actual external portion of the piece right here. But it does have mirror symmetry right down the middle, so that means there should only be 24 of these, not 48. Okay, here's another piece, and it does not have rotational symmetry, but it does have mirror symmetry. You can see a right down this line right here does have the mirror symmetry, so there should be 24 of these. Here's the first tricky piece. This piece does not have rotational symmetry. Pretty obvious. It also does not have mirror symmetry. You can see that it doesn't have mirror symmetry. So there should actually be 48 of these pieces. They're going to come in 24, two groups of 24 because there are chiral pairs. And so here you can see a left version and a right version. So the mechanism is the mirror of itself. So there's 48 of these, two sets of 24. And okay, here's another piece. Keep on dropping it. It does not have rotational symmetry, but it does have mirror symmetry down the middle here. So there should only be 24 of these. And I think that's all of the pieces. Yeah, that's all the pieces. Okay, great. So you can't really start assembling a puzzle until you get some center screwed in. So I have some screws, center, I'm going to get 2 of these centers in. Too tight. Nice and loose. Great. And let me get another one in. Perfect. All right. It can actually be tricky to figure out the orientation of these centers. Actually, let me just put all 3 in. Might as well. Can't think of a reason not to. Great. Okay. So the puzzle, because these centers have 180 degree rotation, or yeah, these centers, which are the edges of a cube, have 180 degree rotational symmetry. The trick is to find the right orientation for the center to start out with. So we have screw holes, 3 screw holes, and then there's another screw hole right here. This is a edge, and another screw hole right here. Another screw hole right here, and right here, so on and so forth, and right here. Okay. So the trick is to find the orientation where they're not going to collide or cause problems with each other, and that they're all completely symmetrical. And I believe that is the orientation. And the reason I say that is if this were pointed like that, or say it was pointed straight at that screw, then by symmetry, this one would have to be pointed straight at that screw, and they collide. So that's not a viable option. So then it could be, say, pointed towards the middle of the screw, between the two, like that. And then what you do is you'd rotate all the other centers and try to point in between it. and you just find that it doesn't, it just doesn't work out. Like it leaves these big gaps right here, and it just doesn't work out. Well, I don't think it does anyways. But you can kind of just trial and error it to figure it out. And I have run into a situation where when assembling edge turning puzzles where I start out with the centers in the wrong orientation. I get towards the end and I figure it out and I have to go and rotate them all. But I believe that they go like that. Yeah. So you can imagine a face center on a cube. So this is the face center, and here's a screw hole, and here's a screw hole. And so this is the face of a cube, and they're all rotated this direction. If they were all rotated this direction, which is kind of the only other viable option, they would be like this. And if you look at the picture of a curvy copter, these pieces aren't parallel with the edges, they are perpendicular with the edges. Anyways, that's how they go. So figuring out their orientation can be a little bit tricky. And if you didn't understand what I said, trial and error will work just fine. Okay, now it's just a matter of figuring out what pieces go in first, and I pretty much trial and error that. I look for big pieces first, and set the puzzle down. Okay. And no, that piece doesn't seem to go right. Does it go like this? Nope. Well, there's actually two layers. So let's see how the pieces interact with each other. I don't actually remember how to assemble this, and I know I have assembled puzzle to look at, but I'm not going to cheat and use that. Okay, so check this out. This piece clearly goes with this piece. Their mechanisms fit together perfectly, and their outer portion aligns perfectly. Okay, and so there must be some other chiral pair. Okay, so together these pieces form a nice pretty new block piece. Let's see how these pieces interact with the centers. And they go perfectly with the centers. Okay, so I think what we actually need to do is we need to form blocks like this. Okay, and you have to imagine when you do that, you have to buy symmetry, make sure that it would work all the way around, and I believe it does. They are pointing towards the center like that, and I believe it works out nicely. Okay, so okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tighten these centers down temporarily so that they're not so easy to spin. And that will help hold the pieces that I'm forming in place. Okay, do the same with this one. I can loosen them later. Okay, I can still turn it. It just takes a lot more effort. Alrighty, so if I formed those pieces like that, then by symmetry I can do it there. And so that's what I will do. Turn the puzzle like this, and okay. When looking at it, you can see the back, the slope, the shallow slope, aligns with that nicely, and so that's the wrong chirality of piece. There we go. That would be the right chirality right there. And then that would go in like that. And then that didn't work work out too well. Wrong chirality. Perfect. Okay. Get that like that. And then get that like that. Okay, so I have the two chiral pieces. Then I'm going to slide that in between them. Nice. Okay, you can already see that there's a nice triangle forming here. I am going to, before I form the last one, I'm going to be looking for other pieces that I can lay into that triangle. This one looks like a promising candidate. Does it fit? Yes, it does. Alright, then I'm going to look for a piece to go right here. And this is a good candidate, this piece right here. Perfect. And perfect. Okay, now what I didn't mention is that there is a piece that goes right there that I have left out of this puzzle. They're little black triangular pieces. They don't really have any mechanism on them, and they're completely unnecessary for this puzzle. I just left them out, didn't bother with them at all. They're not needed. If you have little black little triangles in your puzzle, and you want to assemble it with them, you put them right there, and it will have no effect on the puzzle one way or another. There should be 8 of them, because this is the corner of a cube. Okay. Now I got those two pieces laying in like that, which, and by symmetry, that means that there should be another one of these long pieces right here. Okay. And there should be another one of these long pieces right here. And so you can see the hole that I'm talking about, where a triangle goes. You can see where it would be in there. And like I said, it's completely unnecessary. Alright, now I'm going to try to find the piece that goes between these, and that shouldn't be too hard of a guess. It should be a corner. Lays in perfect like that. Okay, and then the piece that goes right there, by symmetry, if this piece goes right there, then it has to go right there because it's rotationally symmetric. So then it has to go, oh, that's backwards. Like that. Okay. Now we have to hold all those pieces in somehow, and so that's the chiral piece, like that, and the other chiral piece, wrong chirality, chiral piece, and this is going to be a little bit trickier. I think what I need to do is I need to rotate this center slightly. Okay, well I got it in, and some other pieces came out in the meantime. It doesn't matter that much. Okay. Now I have to get the triangle piece between them. And I'm just going to push, and okay, got it. And then the piece that came out, I'm going to fix all these pieces. Okay, the piece that came out is this one right here, and I'm going to slip that in. Okay, and I have a corner formed. If I'm able to form this corner, then I'm able to form all 8 corners on this puzzle super trivially. Okay, so that's pretty much how I've assembled the puzzle. I'm going to continue to assemble the puzzle to reinforce it. I'm going to pause my camera and then restart it. Alright, have my camera started back up. Now I'm going to assemble these chiral pieces against this center. And so, nope, that's clearly the wrong chirality, so it must go on this side. Okay. And then like that. Okay, we got those two in. Now I'm going to slide the triangle between them. Perfect. Okay. Now I'm going to do the same thing right here. Now I'm going to slide the triangle between them. Perfect. Alright, now I just have to form this corner portion. I actually didn't... Okay, well, last time I formed 2 of these and then the corner, but this time I've got all 3. Doesn't really matter that much. So lay that piece in like that. Lay that piece in like that. And then... Nope. Oh yeah, perfect. Nice, okay. And then by symmetry, that means that there's also one to go over here. But if you'll recall, these pieces just popped right out, but they were really easy to slip back in, so I'm going to do the corner next. There's the corner. Okay. And then there's that piece, like that. And then I'm going to lay the long piece in. It's a little bit trickier because it has a really small mechanism. It's kind of an easy piece to break. So I'm going to push those 2 apart with my thumb. Okay, got it in nicely without forcing it. And then this piece, the last piece, is going to be super easy to slide in. Like that. Okay. Now I have some more to go. Gyro piece. Oh, there's some gyro pieces over here. Wrong chirality. Wrong chirality. Okay, slide the triangle between them. Perfect. Okay, now I have to, oh, let me finish this. Okay, so do it like that. Get the gyro piece. Gyro piece. Slide the triangle between them. Okay, now I gotta form this corner. Should be pretty trivial. Lay that corner in like that. Lay that corner in like that. Put the piece to wedge the 2 together like that. Okay. Now I'm going to put the other piece to wedge them. And then I'm going to put in the corner like that. Okay. Now there should still be room for me to slip this corner in here. Yep. Okay, slip the corner in there. And then I'm going to slip this piece in like that. Perfect. Okay, puzzle's coming right along. Nope, wrong chiral piece. Chiral piece like that. Wrong chiral piece. Perfect. Slip the triangle between them. Perfect. Do the last 2 chiral pieces. Chiral piece like that. Chiral piece like that. Oh, you know what? I've actually been forgetting some pieces. I've been forgetting these pieces. It's kind of obvious too, because of the center. You can see right down into the core, and these pieces that would go there. Well, it happens. How do I want to handle this? Okay, well, I'm going to take out this chiral piece. I'm going to take out this chiral piece. Then I'm going to slip some of these pieces in. Okay, that one goes like that easily. Okay, then that one should be able to slip. There we go, like that, nicely. perfect. Okay. Then I'm going to put this one its back like that. That's where it would go. And then I'm going to slip the chiral piece in. And then I'm going to slip the other chiral piece in. It's going to be a little bit trickier. Okay, nice. And then I'm going to slip the triangle between them. I'm just going to try to anyways. Perfect. Okay, so I have that center formed. I need to do the same thing for this center and this center. And to do that, I'm going to need to take a couple pieces out. So let me finish. Okay, well actually I can take this one out right now. This is trivial. This happens somewhat often that you realize you're missing small pieces. Okay. That was easy. And then get this thing its back. Okay, and then chiral piece. And chiral piece. And then the triangle between them. Now I gotta form this corner. Okay. So, lay that triangle down like that. Lay that triangle down like that. Get the wedge between them. Perfect. Okay, and then get the other wedge between those two. Okay, now I'm going to slip the corner in there. Okay, that didn't require any force. And then slip this piece in here. And I'm going to push my thumb in a little bit to make room. That didn't work too well. Don't want to force it too much because it'll break the mechanism off of the piece. Okay, you know what? I think this center is too tight. Yeah, that was way too tight. Perfect. Okay, that was easy to slip in. Now, I can't finish because I have to fix this center. And to fix this center, I'm going to take this piece out. So I'm going to take it out the opposite way I put it in, which means I'm going to lift that piece up, pop it out. Not exactly a surgical operation, as you can see. Okay, well, it didn't go as cleanly as I would have liked, but let me fix this. Wrong chiral piece. Triangle between them. Okay, now let me get these small pieces in, the small diamond pieces. Can't tell. The center's still too tight. Okay, diamond piece, and oh, perfect. It just requires getting it at the right angle. It doesn't really require any force. Oh, perfect. See, that one went in there easy, right angle. Okay, and then get the last one, it's got its back ready for the chiral pieces. Chiral piece. And where's the other chiral piece? Oh, there it is. spiral piece. Get the triangle between them. Okay. Get ready for this corner to be formed. Lay that in. Lay that in. Piece between them. Lay that in. Piece between them. Now I gotta make room for the corner. I'm pushing my thumb in that hole to push the mechanism out comfortably. Got the corner in, didn't have to force it. And this is the last piece. And easy, did not have to force it. Okay, now I just need to get the center caps on. And it looks like it's going to be tricky, but if you just turn, now I have a nice easy spot. I can just slide the center cap right in. Actually, I should be tensioning the puzzle before I slide these in, but who cares? Doesn't matter. Okay, there you go. Puzzle is assembled. That is how easy it is to solve the assemble the Master Curvy Copter. Let me know if you have any questions. I know it was already partially assembled, but trust me, everything you saw here is all you need to see in order to assemble this puzzle. And it turns great, and it's quite a fun solve. I've unjumbled it several times, and I've solved the Master Helicopter Cube, not the Curvy Copter, so it's missing this centerpiece, but I've solved it several times, and it's a lot of fun. So enjoy the puzzle, and let me know if you have any assembling trouble.